Good morning. We back. We back. You know it's Christmas because it's two live streams back to back. Let me tell you. So I had to come through this morning, this Boxing Day morning. I want to talk about the game. This is free game, free Boxing Day blowout. So I see a lot of dudes online talking about game, and I just want to jump out and say game has nothing to do with dating. Game has nothing to do with these phrases you can memorize, these types of, you know, almost like marketing pitches that these dudes have, and they're shooting it at women like a blanket, like they're casting a wide net. They think they're gonna use this game on all types of different women, and it's gonna work. Yo, that does not work. Game has nothing to do with dating. All these dating coaches, I can't stand these pickup artists, these dating coaches online because when you have game, game applies to every aspect of your life. What is game? Game, all game is having a knowledge that's uncommon, having a knowledge that the general populace, the general population, large percentage of people do not have. When you retain that type of knowledge, you have access to damn near anything. You have access to the type of women you want to get at, you have access to business opportunities, you have access to you name it, right? When I see a lot of these dudes out here, a lot of dudes online talking about game, yo, they're trying to give you a script. They're trying to give you like a blueprint that you're gonna get at a chick. I see infield game, outfield game. I see text game. Yo, these dudes are selling you these packages that men are buying this with the expectation that they're gonna be able to get at any woman they can, any woman that they see that they think is attractive. They're gonna be able to spit this game on these women and get them, and that's not what game's all about. A lot of you dudes, you're trying to get at chicks, and y'all are not reading. The same problem applies to men and women, but specifically men. Men are not reading these days. Men are not getting educated. Men don't have the capacity to speak on certain subjects. And for that reason, they're only dealing with a certain vibration of women. They're only dealing with a certain vibration of people in general. And why I encourage so much that people get educated, whether you're a man or you're a woman, is because you could be the richest dude in the world. You could have $10 million. You could have 20 million. You could have billions of dollars. If you don't have game, if you're not learned, if you haven't read and you haven't educated yourself to a level where you could converse with all different types of people in all different walks of life, you're cooked. You're cooked because I always say on this channel, it's a bit of a joke, but it does ring true, is that men don't get old, we just go broke. And essentially what that means is you could be 75 years old, damn near dead, ready to you got your grave dug out, you got your plot. As long as you have money, you'll be able to pull chicks. You'll be able to get good-looking women in almost any nation in the world. So when I look at these women now who are good looking, these women do actually deserve a certain standard of life. These women do deserve a certain lifestyle, right? Because if they're working so hard towards their beauty, they do deserve, to a certain extent, a certain standard. But where the problem comes in is that a lot of these women don't have game either. So you have women that are good looking. I don't care what country they're coming from, they're good looking. And they think that just because of their looks, they can get a dude that makes X amount. He's this height. He's funny. He's this, he's that. And it just doesn't work like that because as a woman, right? If you're good looking, you have to think to yourself how many other good looking women are out there. And if you're in a big city, I could tell you that there is no shortage of good looking women. There's no shortage of beautiful women that are in shape, that go to the gym regularly, that just look the part, look attractive and have attractive personalities. So you have to take it a step further. I studied in business administration, I studied in marketing. And something that is very basic in business is the supply and demand. A lot of people don't understand supply and demand, and it shows because they are not demonstrating their understanding of leverage. Leverage, if you're talking about dating, right? Anything that is in high supply is in low demand. right? Anything that is in low demand should be in a higher supply, because the more people want something, the less of it to go around. So when you look at women who are very attractive, if you're in a big city or you're in a first world country, even in these third world countries, you got women that are dolled up now. So you have to think to yourself, there's X amount of women that look like that, and there are Y amount of men that can attain that woman. That's the supply and demand. And where they meet, that is your sweet spot. So if you have a woman who is extremely attractive and she's trying to get a dude who is, financially secure, very makes good money yearly, he's good looking, he's funny, he's tall, whatever, there's a sweet spot where that meets. So if you have now a high supply of these women, and you see this now on the internet, because these girls, I'm sorry to say it, but they're a dime a dozen now, because you got so many girls that are concentrating hard on their looks, that there's a high supply of this type of woman. If you're a successful, good looking man and you have even a bit of riz, yo, these women are almost seemingly unlimited, right? So when you look at what sets you apart as a woman, what sets you apart as a man, as a woman, you need to have other aptitudes. You need to have other qualities about yourself that will set you apart, that will set you apart from the crowd, from all these women that may look like you, but they don't have what you have in terms of your education. And I'm not talking about this degree, that degree. I'm talking about the ability to converse with people on any level, on any subject. You should at least have minimal knowledge in most subjects. I'm talking from a first world country perspective, where we have access to libraries, we have access to the internet, we have access to all this information out here, but yet people are at such a low vibration that they're just so entertainment oriented that they're not even looking into these things to enrich their mind, right? So I'm all about enriching the mind. When I talk to men, I tell them the same thing. You need to enrich your mind. You need to raise your education. That's why I talk about language. You need to have a vast vocabulary enough that you can converse with people and you don't look like a fool, right? Because you may see these types of women from afar. You may see types of women on the internet. You may go in the club and see these types of women, and you eyes are opened up and you're like, wow. But at the end of the day, if you can't converse with these people in real life situations, you're not going to go anywhere. I see a lot of men, excuse me, I see a lot of men that it's very apparent to me that they have never dealt with a woman that truly likes them. Because a woman who likes you, you don't have to bend over backwards. You don't have to twist arms. You don't have to win her over, if you will. The worst thing you could do as a man is try to win a woman over. You may see a nice looking woman, you into her. You got to realize not every woman that you're into or that you like, that you find attractive, is going to like you. And that's just the way it goes. And it goes like that for men in any tax bracket, in any society, in any level of success. You will run into that issue as a man. Any man that's telling you that every woman he walks up to and she's ready to go, she's down, is a liar. I'm telling you that right now, because you could have $100 million and you could still walk up to a chick and she just doesn't like you. That's just the way it goes. And when you deal with women who are interested, women who do like you, and then you deal with women who don't, you can compare. You have a comparison. But if you're only dealing with women who don't like you, you have no idea what a woman who likes you is going to, or how she's going to treat you, or what a woman who likes you behaves like, because you never dealt with it. And I find the more money that you have, you won't necessarily have more women like you, but you'll have more women pretend to like you. The more money you have, the higher percentage of women will act like they like you in order to get, not necessarily a piece, but to get access into your lifestyle, to get access into the things that you have access to. So the percentage of women who like you has not gone up. It's just a perception of the percentage of women who like you just because you have a certain level of success. So it's very tricky. And I look at a situation like this Travis Hunter that everyone is going crazy on the internet. Everyone's talking about Travis Hunter and his girlfriend or his fiance or whatever. And this is a prime example of a dude you could tell who did not deal with women who liked him over the years. You know, he was with this girl early, he got with her fresh out of high school, and you know, she's good looking, she's okay, you know, she's, to be honest, she's nothing special. But just the way she treats him, just the way you can see in public when the cameras are on him and you see the way she disrespects him, the way she speaks to him, the way she kind of brushes him off. And this dude is as successful as it gets coming out of college. He has all these opportunities. He may go into the NFL, but at the end of the day, she doesn't truly like him, right? And a woman who likes you will never treat you like that, let alone in public. A woman who likes you, she's going to do the best, because it's almost like this is a tryout for her. It's almost like she's trying to secure you as a man, right? So it's very important that you get out there and you deal with different women, that you can be able to gauge a woman who likes you and a woman who doesn't like you. And now, talking about getting at a bunch of women, I want to touch on that, because another trope that these dating coaches hammer home is you need to be out here smashing all types of women. You need to, I've heard men talking about, you need to have a 50 body count if you're a man. You need to smash at least 50 women so you could understand. You don't need to smash no 50 women. I have not smashed 50 women. I could tell you, I have a surprisingly low body count. And why? Because I value myself. And when you go back to the supply and demand, right? Something that is in high supply is in low demand or low value. If you ask these men like to talk about high value this, high value that, high value man. A lot of these men have been checked on interviews where the interviewer will say, "Can you define a high value man?" And they can't. And why can they not define it? Because they truly don't know what a high value man is. And I'm going to tell you, just from on paper, from a marketing standpoint, from a business standpoint, supply and demand, if you're out here trying to smash as many women as you can, you are low value by definition, because you're in high supply. You know, your soldier down low is in high supply out here on these streets, because you're trying to pass around, you're trying to evangelize yourself to all these women. You don't know their quality, you don't know what type of person they are, you don't know nothing about these women other than they look good. So if you're trying to smash a high volume of women, you are in high demand, thus low supply, or excuse me, thus high supply and thus low value. It's that simple, right? So this applies to men, this applies to women. Women that are out here that are cookie cutter, that, you know, they just got the hair done, they just got the style, they just got this, they got that. That is in high supply, right? So when you're looking now, this is basic math. These women now, if you're looking for a specific man, you're looking for, I don't care what criteria, I'm not going to start listing, but you'll see these women. You'll see them online, you'll see them offline, you'll see them at bars. They'll be waitresses, they'll be working in clubs. You know, they'll be working, you know, booty club. These chicks, a lot of these chicks work in the booty club. And these women nowadays, yo, booty club ain't what it used to be, right? Back in 2016, 2017, yo, these chicks were on it. These chicks were on it. These chicks, you know, I'm not gonna get on. I'm not here to attack no women that are getting a bag. Yo, if that's the industry that you're gonna go into, that's fine. But you need to thrive in your industry, right? So when I talk about game, this has nothing to do with securing a relationship, or this is not relationship dynamics whatsoever. This is just being able to navigate through life and open doors for yourself. So when I'm talking about women now that working in the booty club, for example, yo, these chicks don't have no game. And these are the chicks that are working in these clubs are the chicks that have the highest game of all the other women, because they're dealing with a high volume of men and they are basically selling themselves. They are at the other end of the spectrum of monetizing their dating, right? So these girls should have the top game of any women, but even them they're lacking. right? Because they don't read. They're not interested in, you know, getting a higher education. And again, I'm not just speaking on university or college. I'm talking about just common knowledge. Just we just had winter solstice, right? December the 21st. You'd be surprised how many people, or how few people, I should say, understand the solstice, understand that on the 21st, days are getting longer in the northern hemisphere, that now winter has officially come to its center point, and now we're going to longer days. We're going towards spring. We're going towards summer. How many people don't know that? That's just common knowledge. These are things that I learned when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, and the average person should learn this at 5, 6, 7 years old. This is basic knowledge of the realm we live in. This is the world we live in. We all This applies to everyone. You can't say, "Oh, I'm not interested in the solstice." This is Everyone's living on this earth, right? But it's not common knowledge anymore because people are so into, the celebrity lifestyle, the entertainment lifestyle. People are so into how they're going to get a bag, and while that is important, financial security is very important, but at a point, you gotta learn yourself. You gotta enrich your education, right? And that is real game. When you enrich your education level, that is true game. When you enrich your mind and you're able to reason on levels with people that you've never met, that are in higher tax bracket, they making buku money. You could reason with these people the same way that you could reason with someone in the hood. You could relate. That's all game is, right? So when you got excuse me, when you got these dating coaches that are telling you, "Oh, you need these scripts, you need these text game," yo, if you have real game, you don't need none of that. And where does game begin? You just need to educate yourself. You need to read. You need to get some knowledge, right? So that you're able to interact with people, and you can interact with anyone. I've been in situations where, I'm not wealthy, I'm not super rich. I've been in five-star hotels and I'm dealing with some women. These women are seeing crazy numbers, right? These women are dealing with men on a higher standard. These dudes got yachts, these dudes got whatever, penthouses on Miami Beach, whatever. These are the types of dudes that they have access to because they're good-looking women, and this is the lifestyle that they've put themselves into, right? And I can reason with them. I could converse with them on the same level as I could converse with someone that's waiting at a bus stop. And that's the position you need to put yourself in, whether you're a woman, whether you're a man. Once you have that game, you flying. You could open any door. So I just wanted to come through the Boxing Day game. We out here 2025. We're going live. And that's it. I'm here to put you guys on. Whether you're a man, you're a woman, I'm here to put you guys on. So I hope you enjoy your Boxing Day. Don't spend too much money that you don't have. And I'm gonna see you soon.